I'm going to try out this kit, this Woori Damgeumi kit for making makgeolli. All that's in this box is this packet of rice flour and some other ingredients. So to prepare, let's make sure I follow the instructions exactly. Okay, so I'm going to need some water, about 20 degrees. Okay, that's okay. And let me get my container ready. Okay, here's my container. I washed it and I broke out the star sand because I haven't used this particular container in a while. I want to make sure it's properly sanitized, and that should be all I need in terms of equipment. And back to the instructions, proper fermentation temperature is between 23 and 28. Well, that's a big problem. It's winter and the house is not that temperature. Well, I could use this, I could use my temperature control system for Naruk. I could just set it to, let's say 25 degrees. I'll set it to 25 degrees Celsius. And of course, I cleaned out the inside. It smelled really musty in here, like mold, since I was growing mold in here before. We don't want mold anymore. And I just moved things around. I put the heating pad between these two tiles, and I filled most of the space in the cooler with these containers of slightly warm water, and I'm going to put the brewing container right in the corner here. And the water should just help keep the temperature from fluctuating too much. I've wrapped the thermometer around right here, so it's in the middle of the cooler. So if I close this, I did let this warm up a bit before. I think it's roughly stable. This should get to 25 degrees pretty soon. First step, 1,000 milliliters of water in the container and mix it well. Allow the air to pass through the mixture. The suitable water temperature is about 20 degrees Celsius. Okay, so I'm going to open up this packet. Take a look inside. So it's a very fine powder, but it looks and smells completely like rice flour. That's it. Okay, let me get that carefully in there. Okay, so that's it. The 1 liter of water, get that in here. And from these instructions, we're supposed to incorporate a lot of air into this as much as possible. I'm going to need to get a grip on this. It's getting thick already. Oh, that's interesting. Like I said in an earlier episode, one of the big differences here is that this is raw, no cooking. So this is a raw juke of some kind here. The Naruk is already mixed in here. This already feels like juke. Sort of smells like it. I wonder if this rice was processed in any way. So I'm going to stir this for at least a few more minutes, maybe 5 minutes. Make sure it's really mixed together well. I want to give this kit the best chance of success. So that's 5 minutes of stirring. It still looks lumpy, but I'm going to leave it here. The instructions don't say anything about what kind of container to use, but I've just used my normal style of container, and I'm going to put the lid on loosely like I normally do. Okay, so I'm going to put fermentation jar in the corner there. Heating pad is on this side. Thermometer is in the middle. I have set this to 25.0. I'm gonna close this and hopefully that'll maintain the temperature, and we'll check it later. My temperature control system is maintaining the temperature well. It's close to 25 degrees Celsius. So let's, okay, the brew is bubbling. I have some bubbles, it's fermenting. So I'm supposed to stir this twice a day, every day, until it's done. After one day, there are a lot of tiny bubbles, and you can really hear it going. And after a day and a half, yes, a lot of bubbles and sort of a layer of foam at the top that I'm stirring in. I'm trying to introduce as much air as possible. After 2 days, well, the instructions say it could be done after 2 days. So I'm going to taste it. So it smells like makgeolli. Oh, it's so sweet. Okay, let it go another day. So after 2.5 days, it's still bubbling. Every time I check it, there's more bubbles. And after 3 days, well, this is it. It's supposed to be done. It's supposed to be done now. I'm going to bottle it, and there's no filtering at all. I'm just going to pour this into the bottle. So this is not roughly filtered. This is unfiltered. So pretty thick liquid, no residue. And let's find out what it tastes like. The aroma is good, slightly sour. The taste starts sour, then quite malty, and then ends with so much artificial sweetener. The overall taste is soft and mild, similar to some mass-produced makgeolli, and it's better when it's very, very cold. The undiluted texture is grainy, but when it's diluted, it has normal texture. But after 24 hours, it has barely separated. That's a little strange, and there's no carbonation in the fridge either. So this kit worked. It produced alcohol, and it produced something like mass-produced makgeolli. So in that sense, this is a success. This kit can teach us about mass-produced makgeolli recipes, I think, that it used powdered rice, uncooked, the shortest possible fermentation time. It does have a bland taste and uses artificial sweetener. That's part of the mass-produced makgeolli experience. I was really glad to have the chance to try this kit. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.